being feminine. You can be strong, there's that strength, there's that endurance, there's that will to keep going no matter what. I had people telling me, oh, you're not gonna win because you're a girl. And that took me aback. So all the more I had to prove to everyone that women in sports, you need to pay attention to it more because it's inspiring. It shows the next generation that you can and you will as long as you set your mind to it. This journey actually started, I was about 9 years old when I took it seriously. I had the guidance of my father, who was also a national team athlete back then, my uncles, who were also part of the national team, so it was only natural for me to join. But actually, he didn't even want me to start because I'm a woman, in his own words. I'm a girl, you're not supposed to get hurt. But as soon as I said, no, I need to do this, he just saw potential, and ever since I landed an opportunity in the Philippines to represent where my parents are from. The sacrifices are there, being away from family, going to school here, always traveling back and forth, and then decided in 2016 to move there to pursue my Olympic dream, which is yet still to happen. So it's a long, hard journey, but it's all worth it.
You mentioned the sacrifices. Give us some, like what were your top 3 sacrifices?
Actually, I didn't really have a normal childhood. It's, my friends, they would go out to the mall or, hang out. But for me, it's training, waking up 5:30 a.m. Before school started, and just really investing in myself and in training, because even though there are many tournaments that I lost in, it's the wins that actually, okay, this is why I lost those tournaments, so I could be better.
You seem to be very grounded, right? And you seem to have an idea of what you want. Where are you getting this from?
I think I get this strength from the people around me, which is of course my family, friends, mentors, and even the seniors that I had before me who set such a great example. How I keep grounded is just knowing who I am as a person and why I'm doing what I'm doing.
So when did you start to take Taekwondo seriously?
I saw the 2008 Beijing Olympics, and then I saw the Filipino team competing. So I didn't even know there was an Olympics in Taekwondo. I didn't even know it was included. And back then when I would watch the Olympics, I would always ask, why? What is this? Why is it so important? But it's the culmination of all the hard work and sacrifice of athletes. At that age, I decided I will make it there. I don't know how, I don't know when it will happen, but I will do everything in my power to do that. So ever since I was 9, I had the Olympic rings in my room. Now I have yet to earn that spot. I've tried twice already, but unfortunately it's not in my path just yet, but until today I'm still trying. Everything that I'm doing now, whatever it is, it can be passed down to the next generation, which is inspiration, empowerment for the younger kids, younger girls.
Was there ever a time when you thought of giving up?
So 2019, the whole year, I started competing from April until November. Every month, it was exciting, but I just kept losing. I kept losing and I kept training so hard. So I said, wait a minute, what's wrong? Is this sport still for me? Does this sport still love me? What is this path? And that's when the end of the year, 2019 SEA Games, I won a gold medal in the Philippines. It was hosted in the Philippines. So it was tough, but it's just investing in yourself, not giving up, being so resilient to all the hardships, all the losses. But if you just keep your head strong, keep the training, keep the attitude alive, I think you will be successful.
So what has losing taught you?
It's about failing forward, right? So you have to bounce back. I mean, it doesn't have to be big, but just even the little nuances, I think you learn from it. And without even knowing, sometimes it's like you feel like you're not moving forward, but the fact that you're still on that path and you still keep going, I think that's better than not doing anything at all.
Your YouTube show and podcast is also doing very well, and it aligns with your value as a person, which is to inspire. What have you learned?
I've just learned that stories are so important to be heard. Stories are so important to be told because each person's story is very important. they have their own background, they have their own perspective, and talking to people just allows me to widen my mind, widen how I think, and also the listeners. I learned that you don't have to be alone in whatever you're going through, because the stories that they hear, the stories that are being told, people can relate. They can actually even mimic with the advice. And I'm still learning and dabbing into hosting, producing, knowing their stories. So work in progress, but I'm definitely having fun. Okay, so today I'm going to teach you just basic kicking and punching.
Okay.
So when I say chariot, it means attention, so which is feet together.
Okay.
And when I say kunya, it means bow. So chariot, kunya.
Okay.
And shoulder width stance. Now we're gonna put both of our hands to the side, and we're gonna punch our solar plexus level forward. So 1, 2, 3.
Am I doing it right?
Yes, you're doing it right. Perfect. Now this time we're gonna say taekwondo. Okay, ready, set, go. Taekwondo. Perfect. One more time. Last one.
Taekwondo.
Yes, she got it. Next, we're going to teach you the most basic kick, which is a 45-degree kick.
Okay.
Chariot again.
Are you left-handed?
I'm southpaw, but I'm right-handed.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
I'm opposite.
Okay, all right. Okay,
so chariot, kunya. Now we're going to take a step back with our right leg, and put your both hands up like a fighting stance.
Okay.
You're such a natural. She's
really
such a natural.
Okay.
What we're gonna first do is a front kick, which you pretty much just lift your knee forward and just extend out. Go 1, lift knee and kick out. Natural.
I'm sorry.
She's such a natural.
I'm so unfit, but no. Okay, let's do this.
So we'll just start with the front kick first. Go 1. Nice. One more, 2. Okay, next time what we're gonna do is, instead of lifting your knee straight forward, it's a 45-degree kick, so your angle needs to be 45 degrees. No, you just lift your knee sideways.
Okay.
So it's to the side now.
Okay, got it. All right,
so from attention, so chariot, kunya, fighting stance, go 1. There you go. Now we're gonna lift our knee up 45 degrees. Okay. 1. Nice. 2. And for the final kick, I want you to shout as soon as you kick.
Okay, all right.
Okay, ready and go. Ha! Last one, go. Ha! Yay! So we're gonna end. Chariot, kunya. Wow, you're such a natural.
You know what? I'm like you. Like growing up in the Philippines, my dad didn't want me to be in sports because I had to be feminine. So I did like ballet, speech class, all those things, but never into sports. And I think that's one of the things that I missed out on, because you do learn a lot from sports.
Yes.
So thank you for this. I can at least teach my daughter how to do front kick. Thank you.
I do what I do because I want to inspire. I want to motivate other people to pursue their muse, whatever it may be, because those small things is actually a big thing. If you help one girl, it's a lot. It's really a lot.
And you do inspire. You have a huge following of young Filipinas as well, young athletes, young girls looking up to you. What do you want them to learn from you?
Well, I definitely want them to learn that it's okay to fail. Honestly, I think that's something that's not talked about enough. It's okay to fail, because those moments, you learn a lot about yourself. I mean, winning, yes, it feels great, but not a lot of people kind of look at what they did wrong after winning or after being successful. So that's always something that I bring. It's that quote, failing forward, because you can't just get stuck there. You have to learn how to better yourself, not just as an athlete, not just as a student, but also all around as a person, to better the community as a whole.
Who were the maybe athletes or the female or the sheroes that you looked up to or are looking up to?
It was in the Taekwondo community. It was Miss Tony Rivero, Miss Eva Ditan. They're in the national team of Taekwondo who went to the Olympics. Who I was so young, I didn't even know yet. They actually moved to the US and I was training with them, and my dad now told me, you know, they were Olympians. I'm like, what? I didn't even know. So to me, I was so starstruck. Like, I just want to learn from them, whatever it may be, if it's life advice, if it's Taekwondo advice. So those are the athletes that I look up to. And even now, the younger generation, I even look up to them because they're bringing in new perspectives, new movements, new mentalities that I also draw from.
You mentioned something earlier about your dad, like not wanting you to be in the sports. You mentioned something about, sometimes it's still the mentality, even though it's all about women empowerment these days. So, and then tying it in with the advice, what advice would you give Filipino parents out there who see sports as a path for their children, but are maybe quite reluctant to encourage that?
Yeah. I think first and foremost, I would advise parents to really listen to their kids and what they want, and not really push them so hard, but just give them that, let them know that it's an opportunity for them to grow. And as kids, I mean, we were once teens, we were once young kids. Sometimes we don't want to do it because your parents said so. So I would just kind of, if they want to, whatever it may be, whatever sport, just let them try it. It doesn't hurt to try, and then it's up to them to see if they really want to pursue it.
You're also bringing in not just your athleticism, not just your motto about failing forward, not just in sports. You're now dabbling into like modeling and hosting and acting as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I didn't even know that this was in my path, but from the guidance of our mutual friends, Sir Charlie and Sir Don, our agency, they kind of said, do you want to do this? And I didn't even know that I can. And it's just a challenge for me. It's something that I'm looking forward to, whether it be acting, modeling, hosting, everything that I learned from sports, the values that I learned, I'm kind of applying it to that. The discipline, the training. I mean, not a lot of people know that it's still hard.
Right. So how do you balance everything?
Oh,
also,
my goodness.
You're a student, right?
Yes, I'm also a
so
student.
Training for Taekwondo. I'm sure you have acting trainings, acting workshops as well, and then modeling, and then your social media. And it's, how do you balance it?
I think just like what I learned in sports is just prioritizing and also having a set schedule. Like, I write a lot. I never leave my house without my planner. I never leave the house without my laptop. It's just knowing your time, knowing, like I said, you have to know yourself. What can you give? What can you put in the work? So it's definitely hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but it's just scheduling, and of course the guidance of my managers and people around me, coaches, family. It's all tied into one.
So with all these things going around you and all these passions that you're pursuing, old passion, which is Taekwondo, and new ones, which is, the entertainment industry and getting into it, what's on the horizon for you?
I'm just taking the time to decide what I really want. I think that's very important because I'm only one person. If I do everything, I might not be good in it all. So we'll see. I'll definitely let you know ahead of time.
When you look back on all those years, the last how many years of you, training, competing, discovering new things about yourself, discovering yourself, what would be the one word that would summarize everything that you've been through up to this point?
Resilient. Resilient is the word. And I try to keep that word in me every time I go through something hard, even if I feel like I can't get back up, just to remind myself, you are resilient, you are capable, you are worthy of whatever opportunity is in your way.
So we're here to discuss Pauline's top 5 medals. So she's going to share with us the stories behind them.
So the 2016 Asian Taekwondo Championships, I got a gold medal, but this one was special because 2 days before I lost my chance for the Olympics. Right, so we had a same tournament in the same venue, but this one was historic because I became the first woman ever to win a gold for the Philippines in that tournament. So it was a blessing in disguise. I mean, God is just so generous. He's more than generous, actually. So this was special. I competed without any pressure, just had fun after losing such a big event. So memorable.
Congratulations. What a nice story that is. Okay, and then?
This one is just such a cute medal. This is what my first ever gold major event, 2013 Nanjing Asian Youth Olympic Games. So you've seen this years ago, but yeah, this is something that I hold dearly because it's the first ever. The feeling that I had at the tournament, it was just so funny. I didn't know how to wrap the flag around my shoulders, so yeah. And my parents, they were just so happy and proud. They were up like 3 a.m. because of the time difference.
Aww.
This one is in Singapore. My first gold medal in Southeast Asian Games. So same thing happening. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know. That's the thing. It's like a surreal feeling. I didn't even know I won yet. I don't look at the time. I don't look at the score. I just want to keep going. And it's like my coach who tells me, "Oh, you just won," and it was just so funny. I'm like, huh? And the last one I'm gonna show you is the most recent one, which is the 2019 SEA Games gold medal. Actually, I mean, they're all special, but this is the first tournament my parents ever watched me compete in. Ever, in the 10 years or 11 years live.
Wow.
Yeah,
and this was in the Philippines?
It was in Manila.
Right.
So all my family, all my friends, they were there. And looking back at it, I can't even put it into words how I felt after. It was just so surreal, full of honor, full of pride and joy.
So what's the difference between winning a gold from your from actually the Philippines, home country, home court, compared to the others?
Oh my goodness, it's just the moment you step out, they're already cheering for you, rooting you. So I got like the power and motivation from like the crowd, even though I always tell people I couldn't hear anyone, but just knowing that they are there, knowing that there's full support, full power, full prayer, it just boosted us.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. What about your pre-competition ritual? Do you have any?
Yes, I do. I have a ritual, which is one, I listen to prayer music, like worship music. That's actually my pre-game playlist. I say a prayer and then I do my stretching movements and then I don't talk to anyone. I'm very serious. Even if like someone's trying to make me laugh or smile, no, I'm very serious until after. Even my opponents, they would shake my hand, but I don't even want to be near them because it's war, it's war. Until after, then we're all friends. So.
What about your pre-game playlist? Do you have your top 2 songs that you can share with us?
Yes, I do. It's God Will Make a Way, which is by Don Moen, and Safe Retreat by Basil, I think. But yeah, it's my pre-game worship song.
What about the night before a competition?
Oh, the night before the competition, I actually kind of have my own downtime. If there's a tub, I do an Epsom salt bath. And then I prepare my uniform, gear, watch a little bit of fights, and then kind of just eat really good food, healthy food for the next day. So yeah, that's the night before.
Speaking of food, any favorite cuisine, favorite food?
Oh, it's Filipino food, for sure. Kare-kare, sisig sinigang na baboy.
I love that.
Yes.
We want to remind everyone, if your schedule is anything like Pauline, you're waking up early to train or to do other things. I know a lot of us are now doing other things, not just one profession, but also some side hustles. I know that it's been very busy time indeed, but we want to remind everyone that a good day starts with a good breakfast. And that is why we want to let you in on the news that there's a deal every morning at McDonald's and breakfast that will have you jumping out of bed. Now get 2 sausage McGriddles or 2 chicken McGriddles for just $3.50, or you can mix and match. Guys, this is actually best for me and my sister because she loves the sausage McGriddles and I like the chicken McGriddles. And so this is such a perfect combo for both of us at $3.50. In fact, also my husband likes the sausage McGriddles and I like the chicken McGriddles. So this is perfect for us and it's just $3.50. Of course, savor the sausage McGriddles with the sweet maple taste of the griddle cakes, or take a big bite of the chicken McGriddles with its delightfully crispy chicken fillet. This 2 for $3.50 deal will be the fastest and yummiest way to start the day. Prices and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal, single item at regular price.